Hello. Hi, Arjun Nair. Hello, Rohan. Yeah, Arjun, can you tell me about yourself on your work experience and which projects you have worked and what are the things that you actually did in your uh, entire career? Yeah, sure, Rohan. I have around 5 plus years of experience in QA automation testing. Mostly, I worked on web automation, API testing, and framework development. I in my current project I'm handling automation using Playwright with JavaScript, and previously I worked on Selenium with Java. Apart from writing the scripts, I also involved in framework maintenance, CI/CD execution through Jenkins, regression executions, defect tracking, and mentoring my junior team members. I have worked in agile environments and closely collaborated with developers, business analysts, and DevOps team. That's good, Arjun. Yeah. Then can you tell me like what are your day-to-day activities in your current project? Yeah, definitely. Uh, Usually my day starts with checking failed executions from Jenkins and analyzing the failures. Then I work on automation for newly developed stories, maintaining the existing scripts, reviewing the pull requests and attending the agile meetings. Uh, like we have around 15 to 30 minutes of daily stand-up call or the sprint discussions daily. I'll be part of that. Sometimes I also help in debugging the production issues and validating APIs using Postman and the rest assured automation tool. That's interesting, Arjun. Then can you tell me why are you looking for a job change? Sure. I'm looking for a job change for better job opportunities where I can work on large scale automation projects and improve my technical exposure, especially around modern automation tools and the new framework architectures. I want to explore them, and hence I'm looking for a new job change. Yeah, okay. Uh, okay, fine, that's fine. And then can you explain your the automation framework that you have worked on? Yeah, sure. In my current project, we are using a hybrid framework and we followed a page object model for maintaining the locators and reusable methods separately. And we maintain the test data through JSON sometimes and Excel files at sometimes. And reporting is handled using extent reports and execution is integrated with Jenkins pipeline. We also implemented the retry mechanisms and screenshots for failures and parallel execution to reduce the execution time. Okay, thanks for briefing. Uh, can you tell me why did you choose Playwright over Selenium in the current IT trend? Yeah, sure, Ron. Um, I chose Playwright over Selenium mainly because Playwright handles modern applications much better. It has built-in auto waits, faster execution, and easy parallel testing, and it has better support for multiple browsers. Whereas in Selenium, we were spending more time in handling the synchronization issues, but in Playwright, those issues are reduced a lot. Exactly, exactly, Arjun. And then, can you tell me how do you handle synchronization issues? You said about the synchronization issues, right? That you were handling the synchronization issues in Selenium. Can you please tell me that how are you handling those synchronization issues? Yeah, definitely, Rohan. I basically handle synchronization issues uh, by avoiding using thread.sleep as much as possible and wherever it is necessary. Mostly I use explicit waits or playwright's auto wait mechanisms in playwright, and specifically for most of the elements I wait based on the conditions like element visibility or clickability or network completion instead of hard coded weights. Okay, that's better. Then can you tell me what are the challenges that you have faced in automation? Definitely, definitely, Rohan. One common challenge was flaky test cases due to dynamic elements and unstable environments. To handle that, we improved the locator strategies, added proper weights, and implemented retry logic, and isolated environment related failures separately from the actual bugs. Okay, okay, Arjun. Uh, then can you tell me that how do you identify good number of test cases or the good test cases for test automation? Yeah, definitely, Rohan. Usually, we prioritize repetitive and stable test cases which are part of regression testing. High risk business flows like main login and payments, booking flows, or APIs, whatever it may be, that are executed frequently are good candidates for automation. Excellent. Then, okay, that's fine. How do you handle dynamic XPath? Sure, Rohan. Um, Instead of depending on the full XPath, we try to use stable attributes like ID and relative XPaths. If values are dynamic, we go for XPath options or functions like contains, starts with, parent child traversal, or the sibling relationships. Good. Um, can you explain a defect you found that developers missed anytime in your experience? Definitely, Rohan. Please give me a second. In one project during regression automation, I noticed that after session timeout, APIs were still accepting old authentication tokens. Functionally, the UI looked fine, but from the security perspective, it was a major issue. After reporting it to the developers had fixed the token invalidation logic. That's nice and interesting. Um, I need few more minutes. I'll try to complete as soon as possible. Arjun, can you now tell me like how do you perform API testing in your project? Performing API testing in the sense like which tools do you use for performing API testing and what actually you verify in the API testing? Yeah, sure, Rohan. We validate APIs using rest assured and postman tool. Normally, I verify the status codes, response bodies, schema validations, authentications, response time, and database, and data in the database whenever it's required. This is the major things we cover in API automation testing and as well as while testing manually in API. Okay. Uh, then Can you explain, like, if you have worked with CI/CD, are you familiar with this concept? Yes, Rohan. Our automation suite is triggered with Jenkins only. Whenever code is pushed to the git, Jenkins triggers the regression suite automatically and generate reports. We also schedule nightly executions for full regression coverage. Okay, okay. Then, can you tell me what will you do or what happens if your automation test fails in Jenkins? Yeah, sure, Rohan. Firstly, I check whether it's an application issues or environment issues or script issue. I analyze the logs, screenshots, and go through the reports. If it's actually a genuine defect, I log it. Otherwise, I fix the script or coordinate with the respective teams if it's an any environment related issues. Okay, that's acceptable. Then, can you explain the difference between smoke testing and regression testing? It's a simple manual concept, right? So, can you tell me about the difference on these two? Sure, definitely, Rohan. The smoke testing is done to verify whether the critical functionalities are stable enough for further testing, while regression testing is done to ensure new changes haven't impacted any existing functionalities. Exactly, exactly. Um, how do you maintain automation scripts when UI changes frequently, Arjun? Rohan, yeah, this is where our framework design becomes important. By using the page object model and by using the reusable methods, we only update the locators in one place instead of modifying the scripts everywhere. Okay, so you said you use page object model. Okay, 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 good. Um, have you mentored any junior team members? Yeah, Rohan, I have helped junior testers in understanding the framework structure, locator strategies, Git workflows, and debugging any failed test cases. And whenever they need the help on functionality or understanding the user stories or whatever it is, sometimes I review their code and suggest if there are any improvements for better reusability. Okay. Uh, and Yeah, since you are applying for the senior job role, I would like to ask a few more questions. Can you tell me what is your contribution to your existing project apart from writing the automation scripts? I mean, just plainly writing the automation scripts, or do you do anything? Do you also perform any other things? Yes, Rohan. Apart from test scripting, I contributed to framework enhancements, reporting improvements, and pipeline setups. And I optimized few execution areas, and I have been also involved in test strategy discussions. Okay. Arjun, which reporting tools have you used? Can you come again on that part? Yeah, Rohan. Mostly we have used extent reports, and for Playwright, Playwright. Yeah, we generally use Playwright HTML reports, and in the reports we have included screenshots, logs, and execution summaries to make our debugging easier. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. So, can you explain something related to the parallel execution? Yeah, sure. Parallel execution means running multiple test cases simultaneously instead of sequentially to reduce the execution time. In TestNG, we configure the thread count in XML generally, but in Playwright supports parallel execution by default through workers. Okay, okay. Um, Finally, I would like to ask you the last question. Why should we hire you? Yeah, I need a minute to answer this. Um, yeah, I believe I bring a good balance of automation knowledge and my framework experience, debugging skills, and practical project exposure in my tenure. I am happy to help and contribute in any complex projects, and I'm comfortable handling end-to-end testing activities independently, and also I'm comfortable in collaborating effectively with any cross-functional teams if needed. I'll give my best out of everything. Okay, okay, Harjan. Uh, then do you have any other questions for us? No, can I know like still how many rounds we have after this? Yeah, Arjun. So I would like to tell you that it there might be one or two rounds further, but I'll discuss with HR and panel team and let you know. Sure, sure, Rohan. Thank you so much for Arjun for attending the interview. All the best. Thank you, Rohan.